Hi everyone. In today's video we're going to be talking about Bible verses about temptation. Let's get straight into it. So the first one is 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13. No temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with the temptation he will provide the way of escape that you may also be able to endure it. So don't worry, God doesn't let you be tempted beyond your ability. Even though it may feel like, oh, I can't resist, I can't help it. No, you can. You're just not trying hard enough. You need to push yourself. Push yourself to the limits. Past the limits if you can. I'm sure you can. God never lets you be tempted beyond your ability. There's always a way to escape. No temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. Temptation is very common to a lot of people. And it is always escapable. It's just some people don't have the self-control. There's a Bible verse in the book of Matthew I think says, with man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. So by yourself you can't resist temptation. You're too weak by yourself. But with God you can resist all temptation. It may be hard, but it's possible. God does not let you be tempted beyond your ability. It may feel like you are being tempted beyond your ability, but you aren't. You just need to try harder. Because people have this excuse, well, I can't help it. That's a lazy excuse. You can help it. You're just not trying hard enough. It may feel like you're trying hard enough, but your feelings can actually deceive you, alright? You can try harder. You can. God never lets you be tempted beyond your ability. He always provides a way of escape. You just need to push yourself to that escape. You need to force yourself to not fall into the temptation. With God's help, of course. By yourself, you're too weak. You can't do it. But with God, you can. Ask God for help and He'll provide you help. James chapter 4 verse 7. Submit yourselves therefore to God. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. Remember, with God you can do it. By yourself you can't. So if you feel like you're being tempted, ask God for help. He will help you resist it. He's the only one that can help you resist these temptations. Why do you think the Holy Spirit exists? We're sent the Holy Spirit to help us resist these temptations. Matthew chapter 26 verse 41. Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak. Be careful. Be self-aware. Be watchful. Be careful. Be careful what you do or what you say or what you think, because you just might fall into temptation. Be self-aware. Be cautious. Because your spirit is willing, but your flesh is weak. But that's no excuse to not fight temptation. You can fight it. You have the ability to. God does not. I said it multiple times, I'll say it one more time. God will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. He always provides a way of escape. With God, you can do it, but without God, you're too weak. Ephesians 6 verse 11. Put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. With the armor of God, helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, the shield of faith, the gospel of peace, the sword of the Spirit, shield of faith. Did I mention that? Yeah. All of that, you need all of that to resist the enemy. Without that, you're vulnerable. Here's one, Ephesians 4 verse 27. And give no opportunity to the devil. Be very careful. Depending on what you're doing, what you're saying, or how you're acting, it can give the enemy Satan an opportunity to snatch you into temptation. Be very careful. Don't give the enemy an opportunity. Careful. Be watchful. Be self-aware. Be cautious. And here's one, James chapter 1 verse 3. For you know the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. Now, why does God let us be tempted? So we can produce more faith, to produce steadfastness. When we're being tempted, that's basically God testing us well, he doesn't tempt us. The enemy tempts us, but God lets the enemy tempt us so we can strengthen our faith, prove our faith towards him, so we can produce steadfastness. Because it's kind of like working out. Working out may be painful, but it provides us more strength and muscle. So temptation may be hard to go through, but it helps strengthen our faith. It's like spiritually working out. However, you don't want to intentionally walk into temptation. Actually, here's more. I did read James 1 verse... I kept James chapter 1 verse 3, but here's James chapter 1 verses 2 and 4, so there's a bit more to this. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know the testing of your faith produces steadfastness, and let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. Now, obviously, we can't be perfect. It's just saying, like, it's just basically saying, like, we're not lacking faith, we're not lacking righteousness, we're not lacking steadfastness, we're not lacking anything God requires of us, like love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control, all that. Okay, here's one. 1 Peter 4 verse 12. Beloved, do not be surprised at the fiery, F-I-E-R-Y. Some of these words I'm not entirely sure how they're pronounced. Beloved, do not be surprised at these trials when it comes upon you to test you as though something strange were happening to you. Trials, they're expected. Do not be surprised when they come. They are expected to happen. They will come your way, which is why you have to be prepared for them. And God will help you prepare for them. The Holy Spirit will help you prepare for them. That's why you need the Holy Spirit. You need God in your life. Let's see if I can try to find one more verse. Here's a good one. James chapter 1 verse 13. Let no one say when he is tempted, I am being tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, and he himself tempts no one. God lets you be tempted, but he himself doesn't tempt you. The enemy tempts you. God just does it, like I said, he does it to strengthen your faith. Like I said, it's like spiritually working out. Does it to strengthen your faith. Well, that's all I have for today, guys. Those are some verses about temptation. And remember, resist. You can resist them. It is possible, okay? With God, it is possible, but without God, it's impossible, okay? Don't do this lazy excuse, oh, I can't help it. You can help it. You can. You are just not trying hard enough. You need to try harder. Sure, your feelings may tell you, oh, you can't do it. No, your feelings can deceive you, because the enemy can use your feelings to deceive you. If you feel like you can't, if your feelings tell you, oh, you can't resist it, you're trying your best, no. Ignore that and keep trying harder. You can resist. You just need to push yourself. With God's help, of course. That's all I have for today, guys. See you in the next one.